Well, everyone's doing them, so this is my May 2016 setup tour.
Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.
Okay guys, let's go ahead and start my sort of tour around the room here with the main computer rig and main desk setup that you see in front of you right now. This is my current desk setup that I use on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and I do apologize in advance for the shake cam because it's getting picked up right about now. So here we go. In front of us we have three Asus 1080p monitors. There's nothing special about these. They are not G-Sync or anything like that. They're just some, I believe they're 23.6 inches across each of them, and I think they're about $150 on Amazon, and I just picked them up because, well, they're cheap. They give me the option of triple monitors. They're all the same size. They're all the same thing. They work pretty well for me. I'm not a monitor snob whatsoever, so for me, they do a good job. Over here you have a Pixel C just sitting there, and it's sitting there because there's an outlet back there that has a free port, and it is just really convenient for me to get that Pixel C charging there. It reaches very nicely. I use it occasionally here. I don't always though. I don't always. So next up is the keyboard, and this is a G.Skill keyboard. It's their RGB MX Cherry Red keyboard. It works great. I love it. I wish some of the drivers and software with it were a little bit better from G.Skill, but the keyboard itself is phenomenal quality, phenomenal build quality, and it fits in great. Then we have a Madcatz Rat7 gaming mouse over there, and that is just absolutely nothing special there. In fact, as far as gaming mice goes, it's pretty far behind at this point on what they can and can't do. But it is comfortable, it's very hefty, very weighty, and I do like that in a gaming mouse. And I'm too cheap to upgrade to something better right now. All that is sitting on this RS gaming pad. Picked this up on Amazon. I think it was probably $30 or $40 or something like that. But it's huge. It gives you plenty of space. It is an awesome gaming mouse. I actually have another RS product right over here, and this is just a normal mouse pad here. But they are both great products. In the back, we have a Brits soundbar, and there is Zilcho that's great about that. I think it was probably $15 or $20 on Amazon. Again, not a sound snob with my gaming most of the time. Things that I do like about this soundbar is that it's very low profile, has a nice dial that's very easy to adjust volume, and also right under the dial, right there, are pass-throughs for microphone and headphone in case you use those. I use the headphone one a lot when I'm gaming, so that's great. Up top we have a Blue Yeti microphone that I use in a lot of my videos. A lot of my voiceovers come from that. Not right now, it's not, but the intro for this video would have come from that. It is mounted on a shock mount, which is available on Amazon if you search for Blue Yeti shock mounts. When I first tried to get this shock mount, it was out of stock. I had to wait a while. It came back in stock, so your mileage may vary there. It's also mounted on a Rode mic boom arm, so Rode, it's a great boom arm. I highly recommend it, and I will try to link some of these products in the description below so that if you want to check them out, you can. But it is a great boom arm. I do highly recommend that. My webcam solution is a Logitech C920, and that's sort of been the gold standard of YouTube and streaming for a while now. I do believe it's been updated to like a C930 or something like that, but that is a great product, and I do love that webcam. And all the monitors are mounted on this monitor arm. I think it was probably $70 on Amazon. Again, nothing special here, but it does the trick. It's not perfect. As you see, these monitors aren't perfectly aligned, but it gets them pretty close, and for $70, I can't complain. Moving over here, we have the Fractal Design, rather the Fractal Define R5 case. Inside there is a 4790K from Intel, as well as a EVGA GTX 970, which is great for 1080p gaming, and I don't do anything over that, so there was no reason for me to get a 980, 980 Ti, that sort of thing. Now up top here, we have my receiver for my lavalier mic, feeding directly in there, and I will clean up all the audio and post-editing and all that, but that just runs into Audacity. And then I also have a USB receiver sticking out here for my controller, which is an Xbox One controller. And I find that works absolutely phenomenally for my my Rocket League prowess, which I am getting fairly okay at. Now, if we move back this way, we have a table here, and usually this table is empty. Right now it has my work MacBook Pro on it. I have that RS gamepad that I had mentioned earlier, as well as a G-Skill mouse. This is sort of my backup mouse that I use. And usually this table is free because, along with that table, I often hook up my friends' computers when I'm working on them and use them with this monitor, and I have a keyboard in the closet that I pull out. And this is sort of my working on computer station, building computers, that sort of thing. That's what I do with it. Also, I have a light strip here, which is sort of the other half of the one that I use under my desk, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I have some of my charging over here for my camera equipment. Up top we have a 3DS, a spare lens. Over here we have a few boxes for processors. In fact, this one right here, this box, actually has a 860K in it from AMD. So I do like using that processor for budget gaming builds. Then down at the bottom, I have some of the common tools that I use when I am putting things together. We have the screwdriver set, which was from Walmart, I think, for like $15, and that's actually done a great job. We have something to cut zip ties, and then we also have the actual zip ties. So that's sort of what I use there. And then we come to the closet. And the closet looks pretty nondescript. You'll see the doors in the background of my videos. But inside the closet, we have all of the stuff that a computer geek would have, including the NAS. And this NAS has absolutely zero cool things about it. It's a dual-core AMD processor. It has something like 4 gigs of RAM. It runs FreeNAS. It is not any sort of behemoth, but it does have good upgradability because it's in such a big case. And it does have a redundant RAID setup so that if one hard drive gets fried or just fails, I do have a backup, and that's awesome. It sits on top of a college-era mini fridge, which, again, awesome. And then up top we have just a bunch of boxes and things from other products that I've used and just haven't cleared out yet. That sort of goes clear on down. And then below we have boxes of other random things I have to dig through from time to time, including a very cheap but very recommended K120 keyboard from Logitech. And I do love that keyboard because it is something like $12. And it works great. And it's nondescript, it's just there, it works. If you're on a budget, it's a great keyboard. It's a membrane keyboard. There's nothing special there, but it actually feels pretty solid typing. And when it does eventually break, it's $12 to replace. I mean, come on, you can hardly beat that. Last thing I want to mention as I swing back around to the main computer, and this is something I totally forgot to do, but I do have a light strip behind here, and the controller for it is actually mounted right below the edge of my desk here. And with that, I can do things like turn on some LED lights. And then you see the lovely LED lights. They wrap clear around both tables. They're just stuck back there with some double-sided tape. I will tell you right now that the light being on in this room is not doing them any justice. So, let's hit the lights. Ooh. So that is sort of my setup tour for this year, 2016, at least as of May. This will obviously be updated throughout the year. There's no way this setup will stay the exact same. The room may get rearranged, that sort of thing. But that's the setup. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to put them. Hey guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. It helps me out a lot. Also, hit me up on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. Until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.
Faster.